Bitcoin breaking out, pumping as we speak. Are we about to hit new highs? Altcoins across the board are seeing major pumpage. Bitcoin, Chainlink, Ondo, Aerodrome, Litecoin, Cardano. We're seeing breakouts across the crypto market. We're about to see prices go higher. Pumpage is here. Everybody hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. We've got crypto signals, crypto breakdowns, strategies, and more. Let's get into it. We got to talk about what's going on in this market. Do you think we're about to end this month with some ultimate pumpage? We're coming into it. Let's get into it right now. Here's the tunes.
Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. SEC and its policies rely on whatever Gary thinks. Bitcoin's a flight to quality. I heard that from Larry Fink. Every hour losing purchasing power on foolish out there. It's not our fault. Blame the coal. It's the political cowards. When it comes to gas, our purchasing power just got cut in half. I sit back and laugh, open my bag, fill it with stacks and sats. Bitcoin, pumping, altcoins, pumping. I've been preparing for this. Can't tell me nothing.
And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a flight to quality. We are hearing from clients around the world.
Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this.
And I believe crypto will play that type of role as
Bitcoin, pump, altcoin, pump.
We are hearing from clients around the world.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
Crypto, depending on how you think about it. And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a
Can't
flight
nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump.
The market is heating up. This is it. Everybody, let's get into it. Are you ready? Drop something in the chat. Drop a one. Let's go. Absolutely everything is lining up in favor of the bulls right now. It does not mean we need to forget our risk management because anything is possible, especially with how bullish this market is setting up. Did we just get Jerome Powell and the Fed to give the stamp of approval for that next leg in the market? We've seen incredible strides in Bitcoin and the crypto ecosystem, altcoins, especially with the new administration, with the new fair value accounting rules, with all of the different Bitcoin spot ETFs, with BlackRock, with Fidelity, with now the SAB 121 rescinded. So now banks can also get involved actively with Bitcoin. We also saw Jerome Powell yesterday say banks are perfectly able to service crypto clients. Now, what does that mean for the market? Because we're starting to see it heat up within the Bitcoin market on this point right here where the price action was pulling back. People were freaking out. What did we do on this channel? What did we do here in the BitLab Academy? We talked about it. We talked about this move right here as a potential launch point to that next leg up. Are we headed to $157,000 and beyond in the very near future? It seems like, what's the trend? It seems like the persistent trend over this last, year and a little over a year has been, here's a year, boom, here's 2 years. Coming all the way back here. Look at this to January 2023, boom, all the way up and away. And people are worried right now. Guys, I do think that the fire is just getting lit, and we got some charts, some signals, some data points that are suggesting higher is coming. So what are we doing right here when we've got not only the breakout of this pattern, a retest of this, which is also a falling channel, breakout of this starting. Again, this does not mean up only. Be very careful here because, and I mean be careful if you're emotional, because this very well could come back around, retest that, and then get that launch. And that would be perfect in terms of what we look for on breakout confirmations. We also see in the altcoin market, yes, we've got this falling wedge. We've got this, almost a triple bottom here where we're seeing this W formation, boom, boom, boom right here. So double bottom there, triple bottom with this touch right here, establishing a floor. And we're seeing the altcoin market starting to push up, coming right into the point of control right here on the BitLab trading stack. This is teal line right here that comes across. That is part of the volume indicator. It basically helps you highlight what price level had the most volume traded on what you're seeing on the chart, the visible range, the VPVR. That's what this is. The price volumes, how much volume was traded at each relative price level. And this teal line shows we're coming right up into that zone right now. It doesn't mean that it has to reject. It just means we're coming into a point of interest. And of course, we also have this descending level of resistance on this falling wedge that we're coming into too. Does this mean that the ultimate launches that we've been looking for the altcoin breakouts is on the horizon? Well, let's go through the data because we got a lot of things showing up in the charts right now. We see Solana breaking out. We see XRP holding a little bit flat, but maybe this is going to be that next mover. Link, nice triple bottom, 1, 2, 3, W formation, bouncing on the trend line that we have here, bouncing on this horizontal support line that we have here, pushing to the upside, looking great. The money flow flipping back bullish. We see Ondo also breaking to the upside, but it is within a pattern that could suggest that we may get a little bit of a rejection in the near term because we're coming right into this suggested area of interest because we have, look at this, on the BitLab trading stack, on the volume right here, we have the order block that we're pushing right up into, as well as this overhead resistance line. We also see Aerodrome starting the attempt to break out. It's not quite there yet. We do have one candle close above this on the 12-hour. What does this look like on the 2-hour? Okay, yes, we're starting to break out, but where is it going into? It's going right into the order block that is automatically printed here on the BitLab trading stack, showing you that a lot of liquidity interest was at these price levels. And it's also, look at that teal line on the VPVR here on the BitLab trading stack, highest amount of volume traded at this level. And we're getting potentially short-term rejected here. Is this the end of the world? No, we very well may get that rejection, come back test, and then the launch. The point being here is liquidity is heating up. And this is in the face of Jerome Powell yesterday, giving the, seismic shift in such a small comment about, yeah, banks are perfectly capable of servicing crypto. This is right after the SAB 121 was rescinded, which actually essentially prevented them from holding Bitcoin and custodying Bitcoin and digital assets in a real way. This is also shortly following, about a month after the fair value accounting rules changed. This is also just following a complete seismic shift in what the crypto focused administration is that is now here, basically, I don't want to say in power, but there's now shepherding what can happen or limiting what can happen in the crypto system. In fact, where we're at before this last Monday when the new administration came in was a limiting ecosystem from the mass regulation and regulation by enforcement with the Gary Gensler, the SEC, and also lack of clarity from our government. Now it's like, hey man, we got a president that just launched 2 meme coins, also investing on a daily basis through World Liberty Fi as well as Truth Fi. And you might think we might have topped. You think that we might be in a bubble. There's still some people out there like, but isn't price high? Well, I'm here to tell you, we've got the data that is suggesting higher is coming in a way that we cannot even truly interpret, because on the total market cap, we see, yes, we are in this symmetrical triangle, but we broke out of this range here. We broke out of this neckline, which is right where this point of, it's not a point of control. This is just a trend line that we've had in here. Point of control is this one here. It's just the way it looked because of the color. But we're coming up into the zone of, look at where all of this trading volume, all these all of these candles are right in the zone. Also with this descending level of resistance right in the zone. We've got, I think we are in for excitement, which we're starting to feel, but we're going to get, oh my God, it's over again. When we get a little bit, we'll likely get a little bit of a rejection. Everybody's going to think it's over, but all of you that are paying attention, everybody that's here in BitLab Academy, everybody watching Discover Crypto, everybody watching Blockchain Basement, type a 1 in chat if you watch all 3. If you only watch us here, we're happy to have you as well. But we are a family here at Hit Network. If we do get this rejection, there's going to be so many people that get butthurt when this rejects back out and basically trap people up, trap people down, and get the move. I do think we're in for some very exciting times coming into February. So let's run through, I literally mean, let's run through some of the data here, because I want to get back and I want to get into some technical analysis on Bitcoin, on altcoins, on Ethereum, on XRP, on Solana, on what's going on in the market, Ondo, Aerodrome, Avalanche, some of the AI agents. Let's get into that. If you guys want to see a ton of TA today, drop a bull, or crypto bull. Type something bullish in the live chat. Let's get into it today. And let's go ahead and do a giveaway today as well. But we got to do a goal. We're going to do 10 super chats or a combination of super chats and new members on here. If we hit 10, then we will do a giveaway away, and there could be gifts as well. I want to do a giveaway today. Now, in order to participate in that giveaway, all you have to do is come over here to my my page. If you're on Twitter or on X watching this, we got over 200 people there watching. All you have to do is come over here, hit this retweet, hit this like button. If you're on YouTube, I'm going to post this in the live chat right here for you. All you have to do is go to that, hit the retweet, hit the like button, and we will randomly draw a name. Now let's get into it because we're starting to see some movement in the charts. Let's go ahead and reload this page. What do we got? Over $3.6 trillion again. Bitcoin, I mean, we don't even need to go through all the numbers here. You know the market's pumping. Let's get through some of the things I want to look at. First off, very quickly, deal with me for about 30 seconds here. For anybody out there that talks about this being a bubble, okay, is it a bubble? Shout out to Endeavor 11. Keep killing it, brother. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you getting us on our way to that giveaway. Big love to you. Kelly is a man. Thanks for everything you do. Thank you, One House Productions. But this is what I'm talking about. So many people are still wondering, isn't the price high? Isn't this a bubble? Well, let's just take this. We're not going to watch this 15-minute thing. Don't worry. But let's just see what he says right here at the beginning.
Bubbles have three characteristics. They tend to be a single cycle, boom, then bust, relatively short in duration, and crash back down to the baseline, which is either zero.
So here's the deal. What have we seen in crypto? What have we seen in Bitcoin? What have we seen in this market over the last 16 years? Has there been one boom and bust in a short period of time that has gone back to the baseline? Well, in fact, there's never been a crash that's gone back to the baseline. When you zoom out on this chart, you realize if you thought of this as a 4-hour chart, this is just a bullish trend. On the macro, when we're looking at this over the last 16 years, we actually realize that this has only ever been in a bull market. Now, this has had a huge volatility to the upside and crashes back down, but each one of these is exponentially higher low than the previous cycle low. So we're seeing this also with the highs. We're getting not as crazy, 13,000%, 3,000%, 700%. There is a little bit of diminishing returns that have come in here, but we're also entering that stage right now where the world is opening up and realizing that this is the asset of the future. This is the asset of now. And especially for those that participate in this now can participate in their future in a way they could never imagine. So this idea of it being a bubble is the most nonsense bullshit I have ever heard. So let's make sure we all know that. So if our friends, our family, other people, don't let them talk themselves out of participating in this market because they don't understand what's going on. This is where we're at. If you see these shaded areas, this is measuring from the halving to where we're at right now. Oh my God, we're so near a top, but the top was way over here. Remember, this was a weird cycle. This is where we're at. We're looking so much more like the 2017 cycle. It's not even funny. In fact, if we come over here, let me come to my page. I shared this yesterday. This is what we're looking at right now. Boom, right here. This is 2017. And the pink line right here, this is where we're at on the current cycle. We are so on par. Look, we had a deviation above, a little deviation below. We've been a little bit above. We came back to the median. We got a little high, came back to the median. In fact, if we got a crash here, it would be well in line with it, exactly with what we could expect on the way to the top. When you are in the strength of a bullish trend at this part of the market cycle that we've seen play out time and time again on Bitcoin and the crypto markets, we see what's happening with global liquidity. Global liquidity currently in reversal. Yes, it is. If you don't believe me, we've looked at this. By the way, if this is your first time here, welcome to the BitLab Academy. My name is Kelly Kellam, and I'm honored just to be in this community with you guys. Help you make sure you don't step into the same errors, some of the same stupidness that I did early on. I've been in this cycle for roughly almost 10 years, and I just want to make sure that we can all win in this market. I want you guys to succeed so bad. That's what this is about. So if you want to make a ton of money in this market, if you want to make sure that you can stay on the right side of the trend, if you want to be a part of a great community, hit that like button. Look down below this video. When you see down below this video, make sure it says subscribed. If you're on Twitter watching, if somehow you came across the video, make sure you're following me over there at Kelly Kellam or at Academy BitLab. Make sure it says subscribe. Make sure you have this bell on, and then join here as a member. It's about $1.25 a week. You get the emojis, you get the daily, throughout the week, the TA jump starts that members get. And you get these wonderful little these little emojis, these little logos, these beakers that fill up the longer you're a member. See, Quarter Crawler's been, I guess, over a year now with the blue full beaker. Then we got the new KJAM as well. We got to, so get involved. It's also a great way to help keep us going. That's also one of the ways that we help not having in-stream, mid-stream ads. You notice I have those turned off so you don't get interrupted. So show some love. We're here doing it daily, and I do appreciate anybody that does participate in that. We are not in a bubble. We're just getting set up. And then we see right here, the Secretary Basant, the new Treasury Secretary. What did he say? Let's think about this. Not only did he say U.S. Treasury Secretary says Bitcoin is freedom and here to stay. In fact, everything's on the table for Bitcoin, he said. The new Treasury Secretary just said everything is on the table for Bitcoin. In addition to that, he said crypto is freedom. The Democrats are running from it to wash off the stench of Sam Bankman-Fried. Everything is going to be on the table for the crypto economy. This is not priced into Bitcoin or tokens with real utility. The new administration isn't just Trump. It's the new Treasury Secretary. It's the new SEC. It's the new Secretary of Defense. It's a whole across the board game changer that is only bringing out bullishness in the bullish outlook for where markets are going. In fact, we also saw, some dovish discussion yesterday from Jerome Powell and his positive comments for the first time from the Fed, the chairman of the Fed, that banks are able to service crypto. Guys, regardless of what they've done up into this point, this is a seismic shift. This is not priced in to the market. So let's be bullish. Then we see Czech Central Bank to vote on $7 billion Bitcoin allocation. That was yesterday. And then what we get today, golly, they're moving fast. And if this is not going to put pressure on what's happening with the digital asset stockpile and the ultimate determination of if we should get a Bitcoin reserve, we're seeing world governments out there setting the tone on how fast this race is going to be. Yesterday, they talked about potentially voting on it. Today, Czech National Bank approves proposal to assess investing in additional asset classes such as Bitcoin. And then we get right here. Lagarde, European Central Bank, says she's confident Bitcoin won't enter reserves in the EU. At the same time, we just saw that from Czech. And then we also see Norway's central bank. They bought $500 million worth of MicroStrategy. Now, while that's not Bitcoin, that is a Bitcoin proxy investment because by holding MicroStrategy, you're getting a leveraged, a growing amount of exposure to Bitcoin. So do not believe what Lagarde says. The world is leaning in favor of the best asset out there. Then we see right here, huge news from MicroStrategy. Remember, Tesla holds Bitcoin. With the new FASB rules, fair value accounting, Tesla marked up its Bitcoin holdings, booking a $600 million gain, pushing shares up 4.2%. So Tesla just got a bump in their shares by 4.2% with a partial reason of them holding Bitcoin. And now the way they can list this as growth in their profitability, in their treasury. And where do you see what happens when MicroStrategy, which has 45 times more Bitcoin, follows suit with how they account on their earnings? Guys, people are not ready for what's coming. And the fact that we're frustrated all blows me away because then we talk about ETFs. Bitcoin ETFs have already accumulated 3 times more Bitcoin than has been mined in 2025. What's going to happen with these state strategic Bitcoin reserves? What happens when we start getting international Bitcoin reserves, both here in the US and across the world? We're so far outpacing the new supply. Yes, there is new supply, but it's capped up to 21 million. And that's what the halving is. Every 4 years when we have the halving, it's the new supply that's getting issued to miners. How much they get as a reward is cut in half. And even at this stage right now, we are exponentially outpacing with demand for Bitcoin without new supply. So the question is going to be, when you have new demand coming in exponentially and there's reduction in supply happening on schedule, what happens to price? But what if they don't have enough Bitcoin? That's what my mom asked me. What happens with everybody, nations and MicroStrategy and different corporations? What happens when they're buying all this? How are they going to service it when there's not enough supply? That's the freaking aha moment. And people can't comprehend it because we've been a slave to the fake monetary bullshit policy of our governments with infinite money printing. But Bitcoin is the ultimate capture mechanism of that flaw in monetary systems, which can be your benefit for the future. So my question to you is, what are you doing about this? That's my question to you. I'm going to turn that one into a short because that is the truth right there. Now we look at the price. Let's get into the price action because we got to look at some stuff here. Things are, guys, the setup is so astronomical. Bitcoin, the FOMC yesterday, and the Bitcoin chart looks like this. So bullish megaphone pattern. Look at this descending level of support. Near flat, but not quite flat, level of resistance. We broke out of this, came back, found support. This is what this pattern tends to do. And we're worried. And then we see stuff like this with altcoins. Are altcoins trying to lull us to sleep? In the last alt season, 2020, this upper image here, Matic was ranging in a tight range and sideways correction for months before it became one of the leading coins. The final pump was only lasting for months. Now take a look at ETH, the lower range, which is sort of the litmus test for alt season. Now look at this. We have this sort of, basically the sideways range about, nearly the majority of a year until we finally got that move to the upside. Are we going to see something like this? Well, let's look at more data. And this right here, this chart, and I've shared it before, but this chart is not just specific to Ethereum. This chart is specific to the entire crypto ecosystem. Stablecoin dominance. When stablecoin dominance is going up, that means there's two things may be happening. People are selling their fiat, aka buying stablecoin, or they have crypto that they're selling into stablecoin, aka you get this increase in dry powder, this increase in capital that can be redeployed into the crypto market, right? When you see USDT dominance go down, that is very highly correlated with it's going down because you're selling your stablecoin, aka trading it into crypto. So what we're seeing right here is the USDT dominance tried to push up, but what happened? Ethereum down. Oh, then here we go. Dominance came down. What happened? Ethereum up. Okay, stablecoin dominance up, Ethereum down, so on and so forth. It's actually the opposite, these two things here. But what we're seeing here is if we do see the USDT dominance start to break down, we're going to see some massiveness in the market because we also see this from Merlin the Trader. Altcoins in 2020. Oh my God, let me make this smaller. Oh, where'd it go? There we go. Where did that chart go? I don't know. You can't see it because my face, it looks exactly the same as what's over here. Okay. Exactly the same. And then we got the breakout, the retest, launch. Where we get the breakout, kind of a double retest. Things take a little bit longer sometimes. People are getting lulled to sleep. And then we see right here, alt season signals are flashing. The ETH dominance is back at a critical support level. Last time this happened, altcoins went 10x. We're seeing this right back in this level. Does this mean we're going directly up from here? No, the setup is here. So let's stop being impatient. And then we see right here, Ondo, that coin that we've been talking about so much, going to connect the dots for you a little more as we get closer. Remember, we got the Ondo Global Markets and the summit that's happening on February 6th. We know that Ondo is backed by Founders Fund, which is Peter Thiel's VC fund. We also know Peter Thiel invested in Robinhood when it was just a startup. Well, guess what? An article just dropped saying Robinhood wants to be a tokenization pioneer. And think about the number of users on Robinhood and also the ability to trade stocks and crypto on Robinhood. Makes sense, right? Right before the launch of Ondo Global Markets, Robinhood app wants to lead the space. Peter Thiel times Ondo times Robinhood, buying and selling tokenized stocks via Ondo Global Markets. Ondo provides the infrastructure and tech, and Robinhood provides the massive customer base. This would be monumental if this happens. So, what are you doing? Do you Ondo? Where did you get in on Ondo? I know we brought it to everybody's attention on this channel in February last year when it was about 35 cents. So I'm curious how many of you got in on that call. And I've been just kind of adding along the way, kind of narrowing down my portfolio, cutting some fat here and there where I see the narrative shifting into 2025, RWA, institutional, AI. And so Ondo has been a big benefit on that in terms of in my portfolio. Then we also see Chainlink, one of my other favorites. We're excited to launch a new data product, the Chainlink DeFi Yield Index. Now live, the CDY index uses Chainlink standard to aggregate market-wide DeFi lending rates. Only getting stronger case day by day for Chainlink. And then we see the big altcoin rally that's coming up will be huge, and AI and tokenization will outperform. And interestingly, I shared this because Sharpe AI, SAI, is one of those coins that I put on y'all's radar a couple of weeks back. And the AI market took a little bit of a hit. Great. I still think the AI market is going to do phenomenally well this cycle. There was confusion about overvaluation, undervaluation, focus, blah, blah, with all the deep seek nonsense that went on. But when we look at this, I mean, I think, you know, this is, I mean, look at this. It just came right back down into a support zone. If you guys have been sleeping on this, and remember, Sharpe AI has got a terribly small, wonderfully small market cap. So it could be opportunities on those there. So when we look at what's going on here and we see Bitcoin is providing us opportunity in these ranges, meaning it's not running away yet. The altcoin market has been, in my opinion, a little bit suppressed from a lot of the meme narrative going on, and also a little lack of clarity until a lot of these different new administrators and executives and whatever get confirmed with the new administration. I think we're in for some magic in this market if we just hold on. We're a little bit more patient. Everything's still on track. It's not that it's this time's going slower. It's that there's so much more bullish news that's come out that's making us believe it has to go now. Markets don't tend to move when everybody's expecting them to. So look around when you're seeing all the sentiment in the market with frustration. That means we're setting up into a slingshot that's going to be magic in this market because we're seeing the others chart here. I mean, this is a massively bullish setup. If we were to look at this, this is going to be insane. But let's do it just because I want some moon. Let's go conservative here. Is this suggesting we're going to have on the others chart a move from 300 billion up to about 700 billion? That's conservative. If you measure this from a breakout, this is suggesting on the others, this is everything outside of the top 10, meaning when you're looking at the coin market cap rankings, AKA how big each ecosystem is. This is over $2 trillion. This is about 400 billion. This is 180 billion. See how large these market caps are? How much liquidity is in these? Well, then you come down to number 10 and go to 11. Boom. And then you look at everything else. And remember, how many is that? That is 10.41 million. Now, I doubt all 10.41 million coins because it's taking into account all the meme coins and stuff. I would say it's probably taken into account probably about 100,000 of the tokens. The others chart, meaning the index of all of these, 15 billion, 14 billion, 13 billion, 12 billion, 12 billion, 12 billion, 11 billion. And you see these get smaller and smaller and smaller as we go down, all the way down here. Number 100 is 869 million. Now you look at the others chart and realize how impactful that is. We're, sitting where, no, not that. Boom. Others chart. Everything under the top 10. And we're only at 338 billion. That would be massive growth to double this. Because within those altcoins, I mean, you got to pick some of the right ones, but broadly, when we get alt season, the large majority of things are going to be moving. The question's going to be, is this cycle different because of the meme coin narrative, because of the lack of liquidity in the retail investor, or are the retail investors, with all the credit card debt, is that really going to be the impact here? Is this an institutional cycle where we're going to see a concentration of capital in some of these top players? If we come up here, let's scroll to the top, come up here to watch list. You can see it right here. Watch list. Are we on the watch list? There we go. Is there going to be capital focus for the most part, which here's a hint. We saw the same thing in all previous cycles. People just don't realize that. Concentration in Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, BNB, Cardano, Chainlink, Avalanche, Hedera, Polkadot, Near, Ondo, Aave. I think that may still be the case. There's going to be some incredible bullishness in this market. I mean, I don't think people are prepared because we're already seeing, look, we're seeing the move up here broadly across the ecosystem. But when we come over here and we look at Ethereum, let's remind ourselves, this is an 8-hour chart, falling wedge, bullish. Let's go back out to the daily. Oh my God, we have an inverted head and shoulders or a cup and handle, both same thing, right? You measure it the same way. This is suggesting on Ethereum. Let me move this up just a touch, move this all the way to the bottom there, move this up. Let's see. And we're going to measure this out from the neckline. Let's delete this line. The target, based on this pattern, suggests that Ethereum is going to have a breakout at some point. And targets, it may not get there. It may overshoot it. But the target is up here in the basically above the $7,000 range. Now, will it achieve that? We'll have to see. But the targets across the board, Solana, breaking out. Look at this. This is on the daily. Let's go to the 4-hour. Let's double click here. Let's look. Okay, so let's go to the daily. So the money flow is negative still. We got the stochastics resetting. RSI's angled up. The VWAP's angled up, suggesting we may be there in a bottom. So let's get down to the 8-hour. Let's see what's going on. Okay, we got the breakout of the pattern. We have positive money flow. Stochastics angled up. RSI angled up. Predominantly bullish on the BitLab trading stack, the dashboard here that gives you a quick look. How many of the signals on this oscillator are bullish, neutral, or bearish? This is all bullish to neutral. Great. That's on the 8-hour. On the 4-hour, what do we see? Okay, we had a little bit of a washout there with the money flow, but now look at this sharp angle. Sharp angle of the momentum turning up. The VWAP's back positive, but we're getting a little bit of a hesitation here on this yellow VWAP here, and that's okay because what do we expect to see? What do we want to see? Because it gives us better trading opportunity as we want to see things break out. We want to see them hesitate. We want to see them come back, test a little bit of that area that they broke out from. We want to see them bounce from there and make their move. Because then you get a confirmed move without just a massive inefficiency to the upside in the markets. That's Solana. Then you see XRP sitting a little bit flat right now, but that's okay. Why? Because XRP has been absolutely melting faces of upside. I think with the right news story, with the right initiative, with the right partnership, I think XRP is going to do fine. So the fact that this is hesitating here, let it hesitate, let things consolidate, let some capital rotate around, and then it'll get that next move. Chainlink, however, has broken out. This is on the 3-day, broke out, retested. What's it looking like on the 4-hour? Okay, W formation really tested this resistance. Now support, had horizontal support right in through here, found support. A money flow still negative. We want this to really kind of tick back up to the upside. And this is kind of that trend line that we want to, rejection. This is that zone we really want to clear, basically the $25 to $26 range. But remember, we still have the $26 to $27 range, basically this box right here that we really want to clear. So don't get so happy the second this pushes up here. Oh my God, it's breaking out. Because if you're feeling that, you're going to sell when it does this, and then it's going to rebound and make that move to the upside. Markets are heating up. Ondo coming right up into the zone. The money flow, if we look at this, money flow, the purple line, pink wave, money's coming out of the asset, getting lower lows. Oh my God, higher lows. Is this setting up for the next move? We got pretty big, really deep momentum waves, much smaller momentum wave here, kind of flipping the script there. But this is showing me on the 4-hour, although the move is setting up for potential continuation of the upside, we also see a really big move on momentum, and the stochastics and RSI are looking like they're starting to potentially top out. That's on the 4-hour. Was it show on the 1-hour? Now on the 1-hour, look at that. So now we got the momentum wave rolling over. We did get the positive money flow, but we're getting a little bit of hesitation. And you can see that in the data here. And now looking at the price action, you see that. Boom, wick up, tap the resistance, came back down. This is telling me what we'd like to see on Ondo. And when you're seeing this play out before it happens, it doesn't trigger you emotionally. Okay, you got a very big potential reversal wick right there. You had bullish momentum attempt, and the bears brought it right back down. That suggests we may have a little bit of hesitation for the moment, or we're also seeing the M formation right here with the candle bodies. Great. Does that mean it's over? No. It means that we look for, in the chart, a zone that a potential retrace could go to. And that zone to me would be right about, I go a little bit lower than that. I go kind of this zone right in here. If Ondo comes down and loses 156, it comes down into this 152 to 150 range, I think that will be an excellent opportunity because now you have the bulls pushing into the zone, rejecting, testing at the, I mean, also look at this. That would be the upper middle half. Like this is about the halfway point. That would be the upper middle half of this. Coming back, retesting this, reloading, and having those oscillators. That's if we get the bears' ability to bring it down there. There's hope coming in. There's hype coming in. There's FOMO coming into Ondo, especially with the summit coming up, especially with the partnerships. And they just partner with Ripple. They're tied in with the BitL fund with BlackRock and Securitize and potentially Robinhood announcement. Ondo also has Fidelity digital assets manager or something, head of digital assets for Fidelity is also going to be speaking at that. They got so many different speakers that are coming into that. I think there's going to be some big announcements. Then we see Aerodrome also breaking out. Remember, Aero's kind of an interesting tangential play because Aerodrome is also it's the DEX on Base. Base has had astronomical growth with infrastructure and big players coming in, and they're also going to be handling all the wrapped Bitcoin, the Coinbase wrapped Bitcoin and DeFi that they're going to be doing through that. So we're getting the nice move there. We got a low, maintain roughly about the same low, higher low. We talked about this 2 days ago. Not only did we talk about this, we said, oh, this is pushing up. Let's watch for a potential rejection back to the golden pocket. Look at that rejection. Sorry, we got the rejection, came back right to the golden pocket. Boom, right to the 382, and then right up to this zone. And look at this, a little hesitation and then launch. We have been calling these things so solid on here, and I'm honored for anybody that's been paying attention because this has just been like phenomenal. Algorand breaking out. Look, we had a low, higher lows with the W formation. Look at this washout up and down with these wicks. And then starting to get that move to the upside. Let's watch for a potential, small washout to the downside before launch. Remember, on every breakout, be prepared, breakout, retest, launch. Be prepared for these moves. These confirmation moves wash out so many people. Then you got things like H-bar also looking beautiful. It's not quite getting that full move yet. So is this the next thing to move? It's coming right into the zone. We're watching for a move into here, move up, breakdown, continuation. If this rejects here, great. Let's look for a move right back into this zone right here, about 30 cents. Not too far down. And then we've got Avalanche. Avalanche not making that move yet. We've got this this falling channel, which is a bullish pattern. We kind of do this like this. I'm looking here, touch, 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 touch a little over, touch here. So we want to see, and this is that line right here, all these lows. We're kind of being held hostage at this. I think once this pops through, look, bullish divergences on the bottom. What are bullish divergences? When you have a data signal like momentum, MACD, or RSI, as an example, having higher lows, meaning these lows, see these lows? This low is higher than this one. In the same point right here, look at this low is lower while the momentum wave is higher. You can also see an RSI and things like that. That shows that the underlying data is showing strength that is coming in that is not yet represented in price. That is important because it can give you a potential foreshadowing of a bullish move that has not yet played out. And in this case, we are getting a little bit of a bounce here. If we get a little rejection here, it wouldn't bother me because a little rejection here would result in what? Shoulder, head, shoulder. That would just essentially form an inverse head and shoulder that then from that, you look at this, you measure this down, the target out of that would be not only a push up to this resistance level and also potential breakout to this previous range high right in here. So we're seeing signs and signals, bullishness coming in. We got render. We talked about this bleeding yesterday. Now it's getting a little bit of a bounce. We're going to have to see how this plays out. I think there's some fear and speculation regarding render because of all the other focus on the other larger centralized things like DeepSeek and OpenAI and Grok and Gemini, all this stuff. So does that mean this is dead? No, I think this might be presenting an opportunity. This did come down. I'd be a little hesitant with where it's at right now. But yeah, getting a little bit of a sell-off. Constellation DAG. I mean, look, roundingness, breakout, comes back where? To test the neckline of all this, where all these all this resistance, support. This is, look, breaks out, comes back to test that regional zone. I think Constellation DAG, in fact, I doubled up on Constellation DAG the other day. I think that this is going to have a monumentous upswing because it is, I think of it as like America's coin. Why do I think of it? Just a reminder, everybody, let's see, we got, how many do we get? We got one super chat, no other members. Okay, so I guess we're not doing a giveaway today, but I think of Constellation Data, and I'm not sponsored by them, nothing. I think it's just incredible, and that is this right here. I mean, look how great that logo is. But wondering about the top contending institutional or government-grade crypto with an absurdly undervalued market cap. The market cap on this is astounding to me because they have ongoing contracts with the Department of Defense, U.S. Air Force, U.S. Transcom, U.S. Space Force, the Treasury, so many of those. They're not listed on any top exchange yet. And they have end-to-end encryption, data transfer, near zero transaction fees. I think this is going to start getting integrated or at least create the standard for a lot of the data transaction that's happening with AI. It's also made in America, and it's not yet listed on any of these top exchanges, especially think about Coinbase, Kraken, Coinbase specifically being a America first sort of exchange. I think this, when this does get some sort of major listing, I think this will absolutely, man, just remember where we're at right now. And then of course we got where we at. Then of course we got dog to the moon. This is still within our falling channel. And this channel is not something that's like, what do we do with this? We came right into the buy zone that we have outlined here on dog to the moon. This is dog on Bitcoin. This is not listed on any tier one exchange yet. This is held by over 100,000 wallets. There's 0 paid KOLs. This is an organically driven coin. Initially airdropped to over 90,000 holders on Runes, right? And look at this pattern. I mean, rounding out, pushing up, falling into this falling wedge into the buy zone. What happened when we saw this on Pepe? What did we see when we saw on Pepe? Same thing, the launch, kind of sell off, okay, sell off here, okay, push up, a little chop in the zone, and then the fall into the falling wedge into the buy zone. Look, the rejection, the support. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, the support, the rejection, the support, same exact thing is playing out, or at least potentially playing out here, coming into the buy zone, coming into the buy zone. Oh my God, let's look at this. Pepe was dead. It was down, oh my God, 51, 60%. Okay, let's look at this. This comes down, oh my God, about 60%. What may be next? I know I've been stacking into this. I know there's a lot of other people stacking into this. And I mean, I'm looking forward to when the market as a whole turns around, and we're seeing signs of life on this when we come over here and we look at what's going on in the others chart. Let's come to the others chart right here, the altcoin chart, everything outside of the top 10, massive bullish pennant. So those micro cap plays, those meme coin plays, those cultural coins that have a very strong community. And it's not just dog on Bitcoin. It's going to be a lot of other coins across this market. We're about to see some absolute magic in this market for those people that have been patient, for those people that have been stacking into their conviction plays, for those people that have been actively participating in crypto Twitter and retweeting the different things that they're paying attention to. We are in for an incredible, incredible bull run, especially with the most bullish setup in history, with the support of a government in the liquidity capital of the world, which is here in the US. Whether or not you like Trump or not, think about what it means for markets. Think about what it means for crypto. Think about what it means for the Bitcoin ecosystem. Think about the liquidity that's going to be tapped into when it turns into all systems go. I could not be more bullish on everything that's going on in this market right now. And I'm bullish on all of you for being here in this community over the last many months, the last several years. I love you. I appreciate you. The best thing you can do is engage with the content you see in crypto, whether it's here or on Frankie Candles or Crypto Face or Discover Crypto or Blockchain Basement or DGen Alpha. Engage, get active in the live chat here. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, share these things, clip things. If you like a portion of a video or some TA or a coin that you like, clip some of that and share it out to the people. Now, before we go, Let's do a couple more things. A little 3 minute TA here on other things. Sharpe AI, I brought that up earlier. I mean, remember, very new, very small market cap. They have partnerships with, they were in a new business launchpad incubators with Google and Microsoft. They took, they also had, new grants and stuff for them. Also somehow working in some conjunction with IBM. And it's got like a $30 million, $20 million market cap. And this is just such a new coin, AI in the AI sector. I've been loading up periodically on these dips. Now, this pattern alone does suggest we may get a better buying opportunity because we did break down below this trend line, and it did come up currently. Looks like it may be potentially rejecting. Does that make me want to sell? No, it means that I may be able to lower my average entry if the price action drops, and that the zone I'd be looking for is about right here. Why? Because we have bounce, rejection, bounce, and we also have the order block here on the BitLab trading stack, the green boxes. That means a lot of liquidity came in here. A lot of liquidity bounced on that liquidity. And we have the price action as well as the order blocks in here that if this does reject and come down into here, now will it suck in the short term? Sure, if you're only short-term minded. That's about a 20% discount I can add to my bags on this. And I still think that the AI agentic market niche is still going to do incredibly well. Then we got things like Moonwell. Still kind of bleeding down in here, but the base ecosystem is doing phenomenally in this market. I mean, we got a falling channel here. We got starting to get a kind of a roundingness here. If this can hold this zone and start pushing up, we have some issue here, some trouble, I should say, ahead in the 5.5 to 5.7 cent range, this zone. This is just showing it's giving better opportunity as this is kind of reset to the level that we saw back here in September. You see AVE, I mean, we can kind of clean up some of these lines because this is played out. AVE, I mean, we can delete this as well. Do trend line right here, option T, come up like that. Kind of had a symmetrical triangle there. Broke out, look, rejection, broke out, came back inside, and now it's attempting that next sort of breakout. Remember, World Liberty Fi has been stacking into this. So I wouldn't count that out. If this does reverse, come back down in here, this would be a great opportunity down here in the 260s. But things, minus some washouts, I think things are starting to lean into February to be quite bullish. Injective still, I mean, look at that. This actually looks a little bit scarier because we have got to kind of have a shoulder, head, shoulder. If that's the case, does that mean that I think that this is going to break down and come, basically do this target down here to $9? I don't think so, but this pattern does suggest that. But it also, I think, is going to be more of a trap if that does happen. However, we can't argue that this did break down, is currently testing this. If this gets rejected, I'd be looking for a target here about $15. That's what I would be looking if this does get rejected. But I think more likely than not, barring some sort of bad economic shakeup, in markets, I think this will more likely come back in. This will prove to be a fake out, find support, work its way up, boom, 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 and then get that move. But guys, I'm bullish on these markets. I'm feeling good. I hope you're feeling good. You know what I mean? Late to class, quarter crawler, you can always go back. Big love. I appreciate you being here. I just want to check the viewer activity. Thank you, Endeavor, for the super chat. Thank you, everybody else that's a member here on the channel. I love you guys. I appreciate you all. Again, thank you to, we got links down for our partners down below this video, all the links, we got discounts, all kind of stuff. I do just highly recommend. Remember, make sure you're subscribed, turn on the notifications. We got some really cool things coming. And if you want to join, the join button should say right here. If you don't see the join button, it's right here. If you expand the description below this, join to become a member of the BitLab. I'll join this. I'll share this in the live chat right here. And this is on the YouTube side. So this would give you, I think it's like $1.20 a week or something like that. It's a great way to help support what we're doing right here. If you don't, so we cannot have right here advertisements. If you expand the description, there we go. Click more. You got channel partners, getarculus.com. You can use code BitLab, BITLAB, BitLab20 for 20% off. I don't know why that's not listed there, but again, it is BitLab20 for 20% off, getarculus.com. Head over to nordvpn.com for 4 months free. Protect yourself online, guys. nordvpn.com/BitLab. The link's right there. But yeah, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Hope you have a wonderful day. We're going to head over to the blockchain basement now. Let's go show some love in there. They are already set to go. Awesome. We'll see you. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I really do. Let's make this together, guys. This is about to get so exciting. Let's go.